The word lingam in Sanskrit, literally sign, symbol, or mark. It comes from the root word lina, which means the form, as in the fundamental shape that all of reality is built on. That shape is an ellipsoid, which is a 3D oval. Modern science tells us that the ellipsoid is the last form which energy takes before it becomes matter, and the first form it takes when it breaks down from matter back to energy. The Narmada River is one of the most sacred rivers in India now, unfortunately, home to one of the world's largest dam projects. The Tantrics believe a stone from the gods fell from the heavens into the Narmada River at a site called Omkar Mandhata, a very interesting name. Up there on the wall behind you, next to Mataji, is the Omkar, the Sanskrit word for the sound spelled A-U-M. In the middle of the Narmada River, on an island actually shaped like an Omkar, is Mandhata city. In the city lies Omkar Mandhata Temple, or Omkeshwarar, the Lord of Om. On the mainland on the river's southern bank is a sibling temple called Mamleshwar, meaning Lord of the Immortal Devas, or the Immortal Lord. Omkar Mandhata is one of the 12 main shrines in India and is one of India's 7 most sacred sites. Once per year after the dry season, just before monsoon season, villagers with oxen and rope pull stones from the riverbed and hand polish them into lingam shape. Sizes collected range from smaller than a dime to larger than a person. Only 20 to 30 very large pieces are taken from the river each year, with the river damming now causing problems for the collection of the stones and skyrocketing prices. Here we have a couple of examples of Narmada Shiva Lingam stone. Wow, that is heavier than it looks. This is the ashram's Narmada Lingam, and you already saw it in comparison to my little one. This is not truly ellipsoidal, but it is the most common shape found in extremely large ancient lingams. While my personal Shiva lingam is a true ellipsoid shape, it's much smaller and lighter, meaning much less valuable and much less powerful, despite being the proper shape. According to myth, on Mount Kailash, Shiva gave a priest Sankara 5 sacred lingams used to fight evil. These stones have been lost to time, but we did see a fictionalized one very similar to this in the iconic scene from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. The main interest are these lighter areas, which are the cryptocrystalline quartz, also known as crypto quartz. The darker red and brown is mostly iron. These stones from the Narmada River have a very unique vibration that energetically charges Rudraksh beads, which is why Rudraksh are placed on lingams during many different pujas. Narmada lingams are used to stimulate and nurture the third eye chakra by placing the lingam between the third eye and crown chakras. The fact that this is the only place on Earth where this configuration of quartz gives credence to the idea that this stone is in fact a meteorite as believed. If you wear a mala, you know that they like to spin around on you like this while you're wearing them. So I added a piece of Narmada stone here, not polished into a lingam, as a counterweight to keep it balanced. And while it's there, it's sort of constantly recharging the beads. It is acceptable to place a stone between the Sumeru bead, which means mountain summit, but more commonly called the Guru bead, between that and the tassel. If you have a lingam at home, you can wrap your mala around it like this and just let it recharge overnight. Swami Mokshapriya has made it clear she does not want personal malas on this altar because you will contaminate the altar's energy with your own, but doing this at home is perfectly fine, just not on this altar right here. In Hebrew, the word Beth-El means house of God and denotes a site where a meteorite landed. The holy city of Bethlehem was built around such a landing site and was therefore always a holy site long before Jesus. The lingam is a phallic symbol, and while these two lingams don't need yonis because of their feminine iron content, generally a lingam is inserted into a yoni, meaning womb or vagina. The lingam and yoni combination is another symbol of unifying masculine and feminine energies. Outside here in the Shiva temple, we all know the 13 black marble Shiva lingams. However, because they are all a single piece of stone rather than a lingam placed into a yogi, many do not consider it a lingam only because half of the ellipsoid actually exists. Fortunately, this does not detract from their main function. These are carved from a single piece of solid black marble. Marble is one of the best, if not the best, stone for absorbing and exuding absorbed energies and vibrations. Also, we all know that the color black absorbs the full spectrum of energies. So black marble Shiva lingams, which are kept in good environments and are well worshipped, will imbibe and resonate those energies back, which can create a powerful energetic space that mirrors the devotional energy it has been given. This property of marble is why Hindu temples statues are carved from marble. And Durgaji over here is solid marble. I believe Ganesh here is marble. Well, they're not in the camera frame. Lots of the ones back there are also marble. These marble lingam yoni combinations can only charge Rudraksh with the energy it is soaked up versus the natural resonance which the Narmada stone puts out and charges them to a completely different state. During the worship of lingams and all stones, full fat milk and ghee, or clarified butter, is rubbed all over the stone, allowing fat to soak into the pores of the stone to maintain it from cracking. It is then rinsed with water. The yoni acts as a trough for all the fluids which flow out of the yogi and into a container where the milk and water that runs off is fed to a fruit tree.